into here today. Welcome to the rundown. Appreciate you guys checking out the show today, right here on the Carolina Jackpot channel, also on the Rob and Kale Facebook page. Thank you guys for checking out the show. Already off the top, Brock joining the program, saying, "What's up, Big Barney Ross? Why is Oklahoma getting so much respect?" I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question. Hello to Beth. All right, so I thought we would look at this article from Brad Crawford on 247 Sports today, talking about the college football rankings for the AP Top 25's greatest program ever. So let's look at it from this perspective. And I think the way that they're doing this, they're ranked the 25 all-time best programs ranked by total points based on AP poll finishes since 1936. So kind of an interesting thing here. 25 is Iowa, 24 is Wisconsin, 23 is Ole Miss, followed by Washington, and then Texas A&M. Then we go Arkansas at 20, Michigan State, UCLA. The Clemson Tigers check in at 17, Miami at 16, Florida at 15. And then we go down. Auburn's at 14, Florida State's at 13. LSU's at 12. Georgia is at 11. 10 for Tennessee, 9 for Penn State, 8 for Nebraska, 7 for Texas, 6 for Southern Cal, 5 for Notre Dame, 4 for Michigan. Big Barney Ross already with the line of the day. Take your right hand and wave bye-bye to Kentucky. We ain't in that. The Michigan Wolverines are at. See, that's what I like about Big Barney Ross. At least he's honest. He's not like some fan bases that are, oh, well, we should be thought of highly. Yeah. Well, according to AP rankings, not so much. Michigan's at number 4. Oklahoma's at number 3. Ohio State is at number 2, and number 1 goes to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Somebody sent me this via Twitter. I can't remember who it was earlier, and I was like, look, I'll talk about it today, but here's the thing. As I hydrate, you cannot argue with this. Why? Because all they did was take the damn rankings and then figure out who had the most points and then went from there. This has nothing to do with your school or university being slighted or the big bad teams are looking down upon us. I think the guy that sent it to me was a Boise State fan, which bless those Smurfs, bless their hearts. So with that, thought I would share that. That's one of those things that you can't really do much with it. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And Crawford putting it together, he knew that too. That shit, he probably wrote it in damn. He probably wrote that months ago, to be honest with you. Just something to have as a fill for today, so that he can. He's probably not even working this week. I'm just saying. Simply based on the fact that that's just canned up, man. I'm not knocking him. I mean, he's got to have time off. I'm just saying, when you have that, you can't say anything. You can't really do anything. It's just the way that it is. So there's that. All right. So want to thank you guys for checking out the show today. As always, link is in. I'm going to put the link over here. I forgot to put it in the description, but you're always welcome to join the show. If something we said last night pissed you off, have at it. Jackpot and myself did the over and unders for the SEC, and some more than others. It was funny because I had a couple of and you can always reach out to me on Twitter at Rob Sounds Good. Some folks do that. One guy said, "Man, I thought you were going to rip my Tennessee team, brother. What is there to rip? You know." And just because you think that we're in the business of fucking over Tennessee all the time doesn't mean that we actually are. Now, if you do fall on your face, we're going to fucking laugh at you. But in reality, if you nail us down to the floor, we're going to tell you exactly. We're going to be honest with you what we think. You know, it was that way with some of the other schools too. When you think about it, like there's no love for. Big Barney Ross was talking about Oklahoma. I think Jackpot and I both were like, "How do you see that over and under at 7.5 wins?" I don't know. I don't know on that front. So we could talk about that today as I'm yawning. I don't know why I yawn in the middle of the day, but yeah, there's that. They have Oklahoma beating Alabama, Tennessee, Auburn, and Missouri, going 9-3 in their first year. Who is they? First of all, Big Barney Ross. I don't know who you're talking about, because if it's the daily Sooner, they've got they're going to be pissed off that they're going 9-3. Yeah, that's why I get frustrated when I get asked to come on programs, right? And I don't mind. I'll do your show. It's not a big deal. But a lot of it's been, I don't like going on shows where it's just we only cater to one side. Like my buddy Lawton Spawn from Clemson Sports Talk, he'll bring guys on, but he doesn't expect them to to put his Tigers over. But people that are just catering to, hey, we have to get the hardcore fan base, it's basically turning your show into this is like the university newspaper or the student newspaper. And that's just shit. I don't want to do a show like that. So there's that. Anyway, he says Saturday down south and a few others. All right, well, we'll see. Anyway, so there's that. If you would like to join the program, I'm going to give you the link here. You can do that. We'll talk about whatever you want to get into today. NFL stuff's coming up. If you want to talk a little bit about that. If you want to talk a little bit about week 0 games. Most interesting game, I think, is the Florida State Georgia Tech game, without a doubt. The others are okay. Maybe I like it. Maybe I don't. I don't know. That's kind of how you look at it. But the Florida State Georgia Tech game, and by the way, let's put this out there too. If Florida State comes out and they're just thumping, meaning that, let's say they're up 17 at the half, I'm not watching the rest of that game. Nope. I'm not gonna sit here and watch a Seminole circle jerk. I'm not into all that shit. I'll catch the box score later on. Doesn't mean I'm not a fan. I'm not going to sit here. And then Twitter's going to be insane. See, we told you. We told you that the Georgia game was just a scrimmage. That's what we'll hear. I don't want to hear that shit. I do wish, though. I think I said this on the program. I don't know if I did or not. Shout out to Jason. If Georgia Tech beats them, I think that Florida State should have to keep scheduling a Georgia team until they beat one of them. So up next is Georgia State or Georgia Southern, or where do you go from here? That's the way it should be. Until you can beat a team from Georgia, we don't want to hear your mouth. Blind Squirrel Sports. A friend of mine is moving to Tennessee, doesn't watch sports, but I felt compelled to buy him a Tennessee fan starter kit. The contents were half a can of Skull wintergreen chewing tobacco. That's not true. All Tennessee fans don't dip, sir. Come on now. An empty bottle of Mountain Dew and a Peyton Manning jersey. Kennesaw State, hairy leg. Very good. They get down that far, I got nothing for them. Mercer. Didn't Mercer beat like Duke in hoops one year? I think that happened. What's up, Zona Tucson? Thanks for checking out the show. By the way, we're going to pick games on Wednesday, the first 4 of the season. If you've already joined the Callaway's Pickup Challenge, the link is up. you can go and grab it from robandkaleshow.com and fill out your stuff. You can do that. Okay? If you haven't, go ahead and join the contest. If you don't join the contest, we've been reminding you of it over and over and over again. Here's the messed up part. There will be some jackass that doesn't get in the contest, but has been here to hear us talk about the contest, but will come around September 14th, week 3, okay? Something like that. And they'll talk about, oh, well, if I'd have known about the contest, I would have won the whole goddamn thing. And up. In all actuality, they would probably get their dicks handed to them. There's a section of people that will not join the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge because they don't want people to see how they pick games. They don't. There's also a section of people that will say that will join or not join because they can't remember every week to damn fill out the form. So there's that too. That I can understand because some people just, they don't have time for that shit. I get it. But on the other hand, if you run your mouth and you know to get in here to catch our show or the live stream of Jackpot raising hell on the weekends, and you're there to make fun of Jackpot and call him this and call him that, then you should take $20 and get in the motherfucking contest. It's just the way that it is. Harry Lex says the email acknowledgement of pick submissions is working fine. Well, there you go. It's one of those things I can't do anything about, sir, but hey. Now, sometimes if you put the wrong email address in, like let's say that your email address is Florida State sucks ass at flamingspear.com, but you put in Florida State sucks ass with only one S, then it won't send it back to you. You won't get it back in your email. That's how that works. So, all right. What else do we have today? I believe there's an NFL game tonight. I know there was a lot of preseason games yesterday. I stayed up late watching my Green Bay Packers. I think they only scored 2 points against the freaking Denver yesterday. How the hell does that happen? I mean, what a shithole that turned out to be. I watched Spencer Rattler play a little bit last night. Yeah. What a mess. Not his fault, but, if you want to talk about that, we can get into that. If you want to talk about what someone was talking about earlier, Stewart and Thompson named preseason All-Americans. Yep. We can get into that too. Or we could talk about the teams that keep getting shoved down our throats, like in Oklahoma. Someone's going to come to me with Notre Dame, but Notre Dame finishes in the top 15 every year, it seems like. So it's kind of hard to throw them into the fire. But on the other hand, it does seem like we get Oklahoma. Miami's another one. I mean, there's a slew of them, but those two right off the top are in the mix. Pretty interesting stuff there. All right, you want to join the program? Have at it. We will. We're gonna pick games on what? Wednesday. That's the plan. So there's that. What else do we got? Oh yeah, Brock with a good point. I joined. You feel left out if you don't join. He's interested to see which simulator is better, NCAA 25 or Comrade's Computer. Look, there's also some folks that will look at it from this perspective, that if you get in and you do finish ahead of some folks, it kind of helps you feel a little better. You know what I'm saying? Like Jackpot has had some shitty years here lately in the pick'em contest. I finished second last year. I was shocked, but there's also, how well do you pick against everybody else? The comrade is actually sending messages to me and to Jackpot and our buddy Gary Thrills Mills about, oh, this contest is already wrapped up because I sent my entry fee in. Comrade thinks that he's just going to win everything. That asshole's not winning nothing. I kind of miss him being on the show because some of his takes were just beyond outlandish. If you remember, what was the one that was the funniest was Jake Bentley will get drafted higher than Deshaun Watson gets drafted. Remember that? That's kind of like, really? And he believed this shit. It wasn't like he was just throwing it out there to, like, get your attention. He truly believed it. Nobody's buying that nonsense. The comrade sure as shit was going to bag it up and sell it to you, though. Comrade does this thing, but there are some people that genuinely hate the comrade. Quick story time on that. He said stuff on Facebook that's pissed some people off so bad that he said people call his job. Like, literally call his job or email his boss. That shit's happened. Baylor Man says he wants to see a trash talk session between Comrade and Octavian. No, I'd rather get the clap. I don't want to see that shit. That would just drive me crazy here. By the way, I was looking at sportstalksc.com, which is Phil Kornbluth's show, and he has his poll of the week is interesting because, let's see here. The poll that he has is actually a pretty good poll. It says, the poll question of the week is, Clemson is focused on the season opener against top-ranked Georgia. Based on all you've heard, read, and seen, what is your confidence level for a Tigers win? So it is funny that 4% of the poll has, at 100%, says they 100% expect Clemson to win. 75% is at 2.7%. 50% is at 32%, saying that they'll, they're half and half. But 0 leads the way. 60% of the Clemson fans think that they don't have a shot against the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, I'm in the camp, and people will get pissy with me on this, on the Georgia side, and that's fine. I think there's a section of Georgia fans that think they're just going to line up and just run the ball, and they'll be just fine. And that's fine. I think there's a level, and it used to be this way with Clemson. There's a level of spoiledness with Georgia right now. I mean, what is it, 4 games in 2 years, something like that? Or 2 games in 4 years. All right? Now, have they been the great? Absolutely. I'm not taking anything away from what Georgia has been. But what I'm going to tell you is that the idea that you're just going to go in and run over a Clemson team, I don't think it's going to be that easy. I really don't. Now, can Clemson win the game? Yeah. There are things that could happen for Clemson to win the game. I think it's going to come back down in the end, though, to 3 words that Jackpot screams all the time: lack of depth. So this game may look close in the first quarter. Second quarter, especially if Klubnik can keep himself from throwing interceptions and he's running the correct plays, yeah, they can keep that game close. The Clemson defense has a shit ton of players on it that the folks from Georgia wanted. Go and look up and down the damn roster. Barrett Carter, Brown, all these guys had offers from Georgia. So you're not playing a team full of bums here. You're not going up against a Vanderbilt, which is the way that some Georgia fans have kind of ran their mouth about it. Now, I'm sure if Clemson goes and slips and Georgia beats them 22-3, hey, that's happened. That's fine. But in the end, it's not going to be this dog and pony show of Georgia just running roughshod. Harry, welcome to the program.
How you doing? You knew I had to call in here. You're talking about my team, so
I wasn't disrespectful to your team.
no, you were not.
I
Nope.
just said I think that Georgia fans need to check themselves a little bit because I truly believe if Kirby Smart, we sat him down and gave him the truth serum, he would tell you this matchup is going to be one of the tougher ones on the schedule all season.
You would be correct, and you are also correct that we have a vast bandwagon of morons and idiots in the fan base that are as infused with confidence and hubris as any other. So that's an absolute fact. But realistically, the only way to look at this is who is on the immediate schedule following Clemson. You've got Kentucky away, and then we have to go to Alabama. So the logic.
Well, hold on. You got Tennessee Tech after that.
Well,
I mean, I thought you were talking about your very next game is Tennessee Tech. So
yes, I know, but they don't.
Okay, I didn't know where you were going. I'm sorry about that.
All right, where I'm going is, they're not going to open the playbook up against Clemson, even if they get a lead. This is going to be a boring. I predict a boring game plan, just like we saw last year against the teams preceding those where they do want to open the playbook. And it's a long season, and Bobo and Kirby are notorious for holding the cards. But I'll stand by what I said last week, and that's I expect a typical Georgia Clemson slugfest. I really do.
I think you're right on that front, but what exactly do you mean by opening the playbook? I mean, Georgia's going to run the same shit that they always run. I mean, I hate to be that way, but I mean they're going to try to control the clock and maneuver from there. I think where it gets interesting is what if you look up and there's 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter and it's 21-all?
Then he's going to have to reach in. Somebody's got to reach in a bag to break the stalemate, don't they? But what I mean is that certain personnel packages and formations that are within themselves designed to exploit certain weaknesses, whereby you set it up with innocuous plays to get the other side to put the personnel group in you wish to exploit. Those kind of mind games. I'm talking about coaching chess here.
Oh, okay.
Dabo plays it just as well as anybody else. He's been around that block, Buddy Rowe. They did it the last time we played to some extent. Our defense was a little bit oppressive in that game, though. But our offense wasn't shit.
One game I can remember Dabo Swinney doing some stuff like that is the national championship game, the first one, when Bo Scarborough went out for Alabama, and the Venables probably had a little bit to do with this as well. You know, Clemson stopped really. They stopped the run blitz because Scarborough was eating them up.
Yeah,
but I mean they did more. There was a lot more cover two and stuff like that, and dropping back and all of that. So there was a good bit of that in that game after Scarborough went out. So,
well, I mean, first games of the year also for both teams, and you're breaking in new kids in the position groups, and so you're gonna have some brain farts. I expect to see that, just like we always do, and it wouldn't surprise me to see some brain farts this Sunday. in Ireland. FSU's OC's been suspended for that game and possibly 2 more based on an article yesterday that I read for a level 2 NCAA recruiting violation.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't even know where to go with that. I mean, level
Which
2 recruiting violation for Florida State. What exactly did he do? I mean, and I don't under you know, we have to talk about that later on. But that's just what a shit show. I mean, yeah.
I do not recall blasted the stupid details uh, surrounding his offense, but it was egregious enough that they instantly suspended him after they notified the NCAA, that the violation was committed.
So according to Yahoo Sports, uh, Alex Atkins, the offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, will not be on the sideline for the Seminoles. He's serving suspension due to NCAA violations. So they probably knew about this from a long time ago. Let's see here. Gabe Fertitta, who's been on Norvell's staff since 2022, will take over Atkins' role while he serves his suspension. Before he was at FSU, Fertitta served as the quality control assistant at Louisville. Man, they don't really tell you what he did, but
that's wow. I guess I don't recall any details.
yeah,
who's the play caller for FSU? Do you know?
Well, I was assuming that it was Atkins, but we'll see. Norvell may have some say on that too. I think they do like the whole
Committee.
Yeah, like Atkins will have the play, and then he sends it to Norvell. Norvell's like, all right, great, and then goes from there. Maybe that's the way they're going to do it. I don't know.
I know Georgia's done it many different ways under Kirby. I think when he got Bobo, he just let him call the plays. But even Monken.
I have just an aversion to Mike Bobo. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it's just because I'm watching him here at South Carolina. I'm not going to sit here and question Kirby Smart because he's probably forgotten more about football than I'll ever learn. But it's fucking ballsy to turn your program over to the offensive side of the ball to Bobo with the record that he has. I know he did great in his first stint at Georgia, but he wasn't really good out in Colorado.
Colorado State's an armpit, though.
Well, I get it, but you also he was at South Carolina, didn't do very well with them there.
Again,
was shitty at Auburn. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then, hey, you're doing your thing. That's fine. I get it. But on the other hand, oof, I have a hard time giving that guy the ball and being like, here, we got all these great players. Go out there and make it go.
Can't argue with the results to date.
I know. I'm just saying, Smart's doing his thing. We don't argue with hardware here, but I just think Bobo is just a douche, an absolute douche. That's just the way I feel about him.
He's awful good with quarterback coaching. I know that, but I still hated to lose Buster Faulkner to Tech. But that's a career move for him. That kid's going to be up.
All says it may be the players. Yeah, well, look, maybe he can call great plays than having when you have the offensive line that Georgia has. Like Chris was on last night talking about how Georgia's offensive line, like they don't carry over to the pros.
That's
I had a problem with that because
that was an insane take.
Very insane. Here's the thing, though. In the end, all right, when you're the offensive line coach at X school or Y school, or you're the offensive line coach at Georgia, the end result is, does your offensive line do what they're supposed to do as far as the offensive scheme needs them to do it? Meaning that you coach them up to a point where they're dominant on that side of the ball. Not, oh, they went to the pros and it took them a while to. I don't give a fuck what they do with the New York Giants when they get drafted. I don't give a shit. If their offensive line coach gets them to a point where they're dominant against an Alabama defensive line, then he's a hell of an offensive line coach. So
Well, he
they're
was
running their mouth about what Matt Luke at Clemson. I thought that was a hell of a hire for Clemson.
absolutely.
Absolute hell of a hire. The guy can fucking coach. And this whole nonsense of, well, his guys didn't do. I don't give a fuck about the pros. I was trying to be polite last night, but that's going in my head. I don't give a shit what the guys do in the pros. Oh, they don't play well once. Well, they're not playing for my team then. When they played here, they got left tackles that knock motherfuckers on the ass. That's what the hell I want. I don't give a shit how they do up there for them.
The only
It just bugs the shit out of me. Oh, they're not worth the shit unless they make them do well here, but then they have to do well. That's fucking lazy, lazy bullshit.
well, the O-line coach is working with the entire offensive staff to formulate strategy and game plan based on the personnel they got to work with, and Luke performed within that format at Georgia very well. I thought if there was a complaint, we saw that when Searles returned, and everybody hates him too for some reason, that Searles a little bit better. I think he's a little bit better coach when it comes to integrating gap scheme in with the zone blocking schemes with respect to how you're going to utilize your running game. Some offensive linemen, especially your guards, are better at pulling, and others are more, maybe better run blockers or pass blockers, and the gap scheme pulling. They may not have the foot speed to do that, but that's more of a product of a coaching assessment than anything else. As we get bigger and bigger on the offensive line, you're going to see more and more of the gap scheme stuff, because nothing's scarier than a 6'7" dude, 350, bearing down on some poor ass defensive back or a defensive end. He's got 150 pounds on,
Navy guy says you asked why the top OT didn't want to play for Matt Luke or no OTs drafted first round since Vietnam, Clemson, and he explained why. Well, here's the thing with that. All right. Clemson won 2 national titles where only one guy got drafted off the offensive line. So this shit that you put out there that, oh, these offensive, it's all about your scheme and the way that you can manipulate the guys that you've got. There's only one guy from the 2 national championship teams that's playing in the NFL. Kind of shits on all that. And that one guy, by the way, played on that 2018 team that beat the holy fuck out of Nick Saban's team, where all 11 of those guys played in the NFL.
Yep.
Can't really argue against that. It's just, I don't like that, Luke. It's fucking stupid. It's just fucking stupid.
That 2018 team of y'all's is awesome.
Navy guy says that's fine. Some kids don't want their career to end in college. Well, some kids want to get a degree and win a championship. That's why they go to Clemson.
What's the percentage of kids that actually make it in the pros?
And by the way, two of the top 5 pro contracts in the NFL are former Clemson players. Your fucking move, sir. Which way do you want to go? The ones that make the most. Are we talking just about money? If it's just about money, 2 of the top 5 contracts, maybe 2 of the top 10. I know number 1. That's actually number 2 now, because Green Bay's quarterback went to number 1. But number 1 a month ago was Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
So it's all about the pros. Yeah, the fucking Clemson pros do their thing too, man.
We're not talking about the damn pros, and
Yeah.
God bless
Well,
the
that's the
kids
thing.
that are there. You know,
We're not talking about the pros. Completely agree with you on that. But if you want to be on an offensive line that has the potential to win national titles and get coached by Matt Luke, who's a good coach, go to Clemson. I'm sure they'll be happy to help you.
yep.
Happy to
Well, I'll
help
let
you.
you go and let somebody else get in here and talk to you.
Appreciate it, man. You're always welcome here, sir.
Take care now. Get in the chat.
See here. Thank you, man. Bobo good at UGA because he has the best players. End of story. Everywhere else, he has stopped. He has blowed. Yep. Yep. You might be right about that. According to an insider, Clemson can go 10-2 or 2-10. That's funny. Navy guy says, dude was throwing shade to a high schooler when he picked UGA. Okay. I'm telling you from the stuff that I've seen with Coach Luke at Clemson and the things that I've heard, he's doing a pretty good job with those guys that are up there. We'll see. Best part is that we get the good measuring stick the first game of the season. We'll find out if they're good or not. It's the best way to go. So there's that. Schultz says if Bobo was that good, he would have not called that 4th and 1 play. I bringing it down to one play kind of makes it hard for me. You know what I'm saying? I think that Bobo has a history though of there are several plays that you can look at that you're like, huh, okay. Navy guy says you'll bash him by week 6 like you do most of the hires of the last half decade. What are you talking about, sir? What are you talking about? I'm going to bash the offensive line coach in the first season? Come on, man. Are you serious? Tennessee is on a rickety wooden roller coaster to go 7-5. Thank you, Vandy Dandy. love love the Vanderbilt fans that are like, well, we can't fucking beat them, but you know what? They still suck. I want to go. I've been to Vanderbilt to for a game in the press box, but I would like to actually go to a Vanderbilt game with some true Vanderbilt fans. Like I don't think they tailgate or whatever. I don't think they tailgate or whatever. I think that'd be funny. Funny to go and like, you know, a lot of times you get guys and they'll be talking about, this happened and that happened. They talk about the all-time greats. What's Vanderbilt going to talk to me about? Like Jay Cutler was here, you know. We beat Tennessee once, like 1 out of like 14 times or something. We beat South Carolina 18 years ago. I mean, I want to go and get hyped up about that. Vandy Dandy says the stadium's only half done. Vandy fans do tailgate. It's called Vandyville. Vandyville. Okay. Well, hey, I'm not going to piss on your tradition, sir. I would go, and I'm not saying I'm going to wear a Vanderbilt hat, but I would go in the stands and watch the game and all that good stuff. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I like to go experience the different cultures at schools. It's cool. Jay being not very nice. Not very nice, Jay. Gamecock Rooster tells me everyone has great fans and great trolls. Stop mistreating Vanderbilt and Tennessee fans. I was not mistreating the Vanderbilt fans. Was not. Did I say something that was going to be going to knock them off? No, I didn't. One of my bucket list goals is to I want to go to Kentucky and watch a game of Big Barney Ross. Go to Kroger Field and demand my goddamn Kroger points. That's what I want. Wouldn't mind going and watching a game there. But I don't want to watch them like playing like. I mean, I want them to play in like a game that would be like the Louisville game. I'd love to go and watch that. That would be cool. You know, have to try that. You're gonna fall. I will not fall asleep in a lawn chair again. Way too much whiskey drink that day when we about got flooded out in 2015. Johnny Apple wants my attention. No, I don't care. We've been on the show and talked about the bowl game that Tennessee should hang a banner for. You know what I'm saying? Hang a banner for Tennessee because it's the most like relevant win you've had other than when you beat Alabama. You know, when you broke that what 37-year losing streak to Alabama. You should hang one banner up there. Just split it. We beat Tennessee. We beat Clemson and Alabama in the same year. You got plenty of room up there in that stadium. Just saying. Orange Blooded says can never touch Jack Daniels again for a rough night in Arizona. Very true. Surely Vandy can get 3 wins. They play 4 out of conference opponents. Their out of conference opponents are, we looked at it last night. It's like Georgia State, and then they've got like 2 smaller schools, and then I can't remember who the 4th one is. But yeah, it's not the way that it looks, you know. So Tennessee had Bama's playbook. That's funny. All right, anyway, that's something else to talk about too. I think it's kind of funny with football season coming up here. Is there a drink you can't drink anymore because of something that happened at a football game? Yeah, Todd's talking about no more tequila. Yeah, I think it's is that's one of them. Not for me though. Like I can't do. I love peanut butter whiskey, but I can't do. Like Jägermeister just gets me. It's like nope. It's like I smell it and I'm like, ugh, no, uh. Yeah, Daddy O, no more Fireball because of football. Very good, sir. No more Cool Ranch Doritos. That's funny, Fireball. Anyway, so the big game this weekend, of course, is Georgia Tech, Florida State. Will that matter? Not having the offensive coordinator? I don't think it matters. I think they're going to script the first, 20 plays and then go from there. So there you go with that. I don't think that it matters. I really don't. Norvell will help on that front, supposedly. Maybe it'll help on the continuity front, but there is no continuity. They haven't been doing anything yet. You know what I'm saying? And they probably have been working towards not having him there anyway. So I would hope that they did, but hey, the simulator has Georgia Tech winning. We simulated that game yesterday. I think Georgia Tech jumped out to like a 17-0 lead and ended up winning 24-17, something like that. We will laugh hysterically Sunday if we get a Georgia Tech win over Florida State. That would be great. Welcome to the show, Vic. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Rob?
How you doing?
Yeah, so do you really think that the Georgia Clemson game is going to be close?
I didn't say that. I said I don't think it's just going to be Georgia rolls the football out there and they blow Clemson out by 25. I don't
Yeah.
think that's going to happen.
Well, I do, but that's just me. But
Well,
yeah,
you're
I think that
entitled to your opinion, sir.
yeah, I think that that a lot of people are forgetting the last time we played an opening game in Atlanta. So yeah, it was against Oregon. Yeah, I remember we we beat them really bad. But
Yeah, but
I don't think it'll be.
isn't that the team that won the national title though?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
That Oregon team didn't have the defensive capabilities that Clemson has.
right.
So
Well, right.
it's
Well, I mean, I
a
don't think
completely different animal.
right. Well, I
Completely
mean,
different animal.
I don't think we're gonna score in the 40s or anything crazy like
But I
that.
mean, I think that somebody said it earlier. It could be a game where it ends up like 23-13 or something like that.
Hmm.
I think it could get that way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna win by like 3 or 4 touchdowns, but
Yeah, well, you and I don't see things the same way, sir, and that's fine. We can all agree on certain things. We don't have to agree on everything.
right. Yeah, right. But I'm going to save the trash talk for next week.
Well, are you pulling for Georgia Tech or Florida State this weekend?
Tech. You don't want Tech to win because of all the crying that these Florida State fans have been doing.
Well, it's kind of funny about because I think most Georgia fans that I've chatted with have been like, "Man, I hope Tech beats them." Okay,
Yep.
nothing wrong with that. That's kind of funny.
Yep. Yeah, I think FSU is really overrated. I don't think they belong in the top 10.
I think I agree with you.
Yeah, based
I think
on everything that
Uyunglele
they're losing. Yeah.
is a shell of what Jordan Travis was. I think that Florida State is upset that they had to ship hard hats for the cheerleaders all the way to Ireland. That costs money, extra shipping and all that. I think they're upset about that over there. And over under on cheerleaders he hits on the sidelines, I think is at 1.5. I'm taking the over. So I stand behind that too. So there you go. All right, what else you got there, Vic?
Yeah, so I'm having I'm coming out with my top 25. I should have it uploaded today. So,
Good. And that'll be on your channel, right?
yep,
Go and check out Vic's top 25.
yep.
I'll watch that later on once it's loaded. We'll see where you have certain teams.
Yeah, so I guess that's my only
I,
clue.
is it gonna be? Are you just gonna be an SEC apologist and you're gonna have Vanderbilt ranked 25th? Because I don't want to go.
No, no, I don't have Vanderbilt. I don't have Vanderbilt in my poll. No.
Okay, I'm just saying because there are certain people that will say, well, Vanderbilt they play an SEC schedule, so they have to be thought of at a different. Shut up.
Well, I mean,
I'm hearing that.
Vandy's gonna
I'm
win.
tired of hearing
Yeah.
Arkansas is going to be good.
Arkansas is not
Florida's
gonna be.
going to be good.
No.
They should just go circle jerk each other. Fucking terrible. How about I have 3 preseason All-Americans on the defensive side of the ball. That's why I think our defense is going to be good. That's a logical take.
Yeah, it is.
Our coach has produced fucking top 10 defenses every year he's been there. That's a logical take. But we have to play against Alabama every year, so we're automatically better than you. You should euthanize yourself. Blow your own fucking head off. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Just thin out the gene pool with that nonsense. It's ridiculous. We're
Yeah,
better. We play in this conference and we have to play Alabama and Georgia every year. That makes us better than you. Fucking morons.
no, it doesn't. Yeah, I think Vandy and Arkansas are going to be horrible. So,
Yeah. Carolina Jackpot in the chat. Good to see the man out there sweating, taking care of your tater chip needs, by God, and still taking the time to come in here and join our program. We appreciate that. So, thanks to
all right, Rob. So
everybody else. Hey, I'm gonna make sure that I catch your top 25, and I may reference it tomorrow in the rundown. We'll see how it goes. If it's horse shit, I'm gonna call you out on it, Vic.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. You have a good day. All right.
Yeah. So I'll be calling in on Sunday with some trash talk. So
All right. Well, I look forward to that, and we'll see how it goes. Thank you, Vic.
okay, bye, Rob.
Bye, bye, sir. There you go, Vic joining the program. Floby says Florida goes 1-11 this year. Can you imagine Florida going 1-11? They would fire Napier like literally on the spot. They would it would what a mess. What a mess. Someone's talking about Jackpot texting. I don't think you are you sitting in the car with Jackpot? I don't think Jackpot's texting while he's driving. Calm down. Calm down. All right. Well, let's see here. We've already got the simulations up for this week. Go and check those out right here on the channel. Join the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge right here on the channel. The how-to video is on the channel as well. For those that don't know how to fill out the Google form, that's okay. We help you out with that. Not a big deal. We mock a little bit here, but in the end, you can watch the how-to video, and if you need help, you can also email me, rosanders1979@gmail.com. Reach out to me on Twitter at RobSoundsGood. If you've got problems joining the contest, I can help you. If it's about other stuff, if it's the same dum-dums when Jackpot gave out my phone number last year, asshole, the same dum-dums that still text me from that, I don't need to hear all that nonsense. But if you want, I'll be happy to help you with the contest. No problem with that. That's one of those low-key things Jackpot did to me. I should be pissed off about. But in the end, I'm like, fuck it. He had a couple. I can't get too pissed about that. Just put my number out there and fucking Clemson loses a game to Duke and literally my poor wife's sitting over here, she's like, who the hell is texting you this late at night? I don't know, drunk asses that were watching the Duke game where Clemson shit the bed. Yeah, those folks. Those are the ones that were doing that. Yeah, I'll take all that stuff. It doesn't bother me. I'm not gonna put my phone number out there again. We're not doing that. But you can reach out to me on Twitter at RobSoundsGood. You can also reach out to me, rosanders1979@gmail.com. Yep, it's right there for you. Okay. All right. Appreciate you guys as always. It's always great you guys come in here and check out the show. We appreciate you. If you need anything else, let us know. We'll talk to you later on.